you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Ade, and welcome back to another edition of Box Talk. It's time for This Week in Boxing, where we give you the news, reviews, the facts from the past week. So, quite a few fights last night, so let's get into it straight away. Let's stick with the main fights. Let's go Sergey Kaminsky versus John Ryder. Got the win. Got there safe. No surprises, no knockdowns, no nothing.
Yeah.
But was it the type of performance you want from John Ryder?
It was a tough one. You can see in his head he wanted to have a little bit of a tear up at times, but at the same time, I think post-fight interview he done, he said, like, you know, his career was on the line here. And I genuinely thought it was, especially at the top level where you're getting good money.
Yeah.
So I think every time he went back to the corner, they almost could see them telling him, look, just play it safe.
Yeah.
Play it safe, get the wing, get on your jab, move. And we saw what Kaminsky's done with like Buglioni, Adam Etches.
Yeah.
You go, you know, you stand in there with him and toe to toe, he's going to knock you out.
Yeah, he's gonna
got that
catch you,
kind of power, he's going to catch you. So it wasn't an electric win, but like he said, it's a win and he moves on, and it's almost like I'm kind of back in that mix again. I don't know if he'd be around the British mix. I think it might. Now he's got one of these belts.
Yeah.
He'll probably just go internationally and fight some fights, but he wins a win, right?
Yeah, no, I think that wins a win. I'm not confused with John Ryder. It's like, to be the best or to go up in the world of boxing, you've got to be smart. Obviously, he had a fight with Billy Joe Saunders years ago. Billy Joe Saunders obviously has come leaps and bounds since then.
Yeah.
John Ryder hasn't.
Yes.
I think it's that mentality, whereas like last night he was told keep boxing safe, because he wanted to go to a tear-up, which means when he's had fights he could be winning or fights he should be winning, he's got the wrong mindset actually going into the fight.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I think as a fighter you need to evolve, and I think he's struggling to evolve from actually being a brawler kind of
crowd pleaser
into saying, look, let me use my ring IQ, let me use my ring swabbing, let me try and use some more of my skills to get the job done. He got the job done last night, and I'm happy for him. But like I said, I'm concerned that his corner have to keep telling him, calm it down.
Yeah, I agree. And also, I think this Kaminsky thing as the boogeyman's been built up a bit.
Yeah, cool.
It's almost like, oh my God, Kaminsky.
Yeah, it's a 40-plus-year-old.
Yeah, he's a 41-year-old that, you know, knocked out Adam Etches, yes, Buglioni, yes, but them two are not marquee fighters in the division, you know what I mean? So, it's a good win, but it'll be good to see where the team kind of set him up for next, because I'm not quite sure what he does, what path he goes.
Yeah, I think there's options there, and I think he's a good fighter. It's just, you need to transcend that. If you want to do something, you need to start thinking, guess what, I just can't fight. I wouldn't say one-dimensional, but I just can't be a slugger, crowd pleaser, trying to do. You got to use your skills.
Yeah, no, he's got skills.
Yeah, he has. Let's move forward and go with
Hibbert Martin, wasn't it?
Hibbert Martin,
yeah. That was
a funny fight.
It was a funny fight, and it was a fight that I knew would be a fight of two halves, but it ended up being a fight of
4 halves. Yeah,
like 3, 4 quarters.
Yeah.
It was a strange fight. I expected Martin to come out. You know what young guys are like. Yeah. He's young, he's full of juice. I expected him to come out the way he did, but he came out. I don't know if it's him or his corner or his team, but his approach for the first 2 or 3 rounds was so wrong. Yeah, it was scary.
He was getting outboxed and kind of looked like it's a one-sided fight. Yeah. Until about round 4, round 5. Then he kind of changed it over.
He calmed down a bit.
Yeah,
he calmed down a bit. Started putting a bit more oomph in his punches and just not throwing 100 punches around.
He landed a few very in that round 4, 5 to about 6, 7 period. Yeah. He landed some very hard, hurtful blows. Yeah. And you're like, guess what? Wait a minute. If he lands another one like that,
you never know.
You never know what can happen. It was an eye opener. But then let's give Hibbert credit. He turned it back around.
31-year-old man's been in there against better opposition.
He turned it back around. And you know, I thought Sky done, in terms of the commentating, it was better than normal. Yeah. So I'm not gonna say it was bad commentating, but they were really playing up like it was a really close fight. I didn't get that feeling. I had the feeling Hibbert was winning the fight.
Comfortable as well. I gave Martin a couple of rounds that he, in that little bit, like you said, I think round 4 or 5, but they had it, I think Gleba Corey around round 9 had a draw, and I was thinking, I'm obviously missing this fight. I gave Martin a good, maybe 2 rounds because of his work ethic, but
Martin was in the fight and making it entertaining.
But Hibbert was stinging him all the time.
But actually scoring rounds and giving points is a big difference from actually being in an entertaining fight. It's 2 different stories.
I'm not sure about the matchup either, by the way. I mean, it's a 21-year-old.
Yeah.
Yes, he's 13-0.
Yeah. It's
a big step up, that is. It's a big step up to a Commonwealth title and one of those international titles against a 31-year-old with experience.
So I tell you what, I'm just being honest now, I'm not trying to dig at John Wayne Hibbert, but John Wayne Hibbert is not considered like one of the best or one of the elite. He's just considered like a good fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's making a good run at this current stage of his career. He's not considered elite or top of the food chain. So therefore, guess what? We've got this young prospect here. He can pull an upset and move forward. I mean, like you said, Hibbert's in his 30s. This other guy's 21 years old. Martin's 21 years old. So it kind of, guess what? We get a young guy, develop him, push him forward. But in this type of fight, I don't think Martin takes any discredit in a loss. It's that old phrase in boxing, it's a learning curve.
Yeah.
You're 21, you fought a seasoned pro, you've had your spots in the fight, you'll get more out of the loss than you get with the victory. Know what I mean? The stoppage though, experience or genuine hurt, what caused the stoppage?
In what sense? What do you mean?
He went down, he tried to jump up at the last minute. Didn't he hear the count? Was he genuinely hurt? Was he? To me, it can't see that long.
His post-fight after he said that he was he thought the count was
7. Yeah, so yeah, 7.
That's just him miscounting.
But he popped up like literally. It happened twice last night.
Yeah,
popped up right at the very last second. And you're like, everyone could see the count. Cause like, even when the slow mo, you can see the ref like looking at him like and
telling you what he is.
Yeah, what you're doing. Like things are going, and you're like, I'm not saying I'm not saying he done it on purpose, but like sometimes you got. When you're buzzed, you're thinking you're hearing X, Y, Z, and you're not hearing X, Y, Z. Then you're like, wait a minute, let me get up now. Do you think it was a genuine mistake?
Yeah, a genuine mistake.
Or was he buzzed?
No, genuine mistake. I just get a genuine mistake.
I think he was exhausted as well.
Because he was tired, but the shot that put him down wasn't even. Yeah. I think it was nothing really, like a little cuffing shot. I think he was exhausted
after 12 rounds
and tired. But he looked at his cornerman, and I think his cornerman said, "Take the count, take the count." And I think a lot of boxers are doing this now, where you don't need to. You can just take the count standing up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't need to leave it to 9.75 seconds.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Was his head a little bit scrambled?
Of course it was scrambled.
Yeah, and he was on the floor saying, let me clear my head quickly and get it.
It's a shame because it would have been nice for him to go to points.
It kind of hurts performance saying
it hurts his record.
Yeah,
no one wants to look like a TKO. I mean, sorry, KO. So it hurts your record, but he'll come again. I personally thought the matchup was too soon. I get what you're saying that you learn from a fight, but a 21-year-old taking on a 31-year-old, yes. Hibbert's not had a lot of fights, but the experience is there. I think it's too much.
He just came from a couple wars as well.
Against Dave Ryan.
Yeah, so you're thinking maybe those walls are slipping, and I'm trying to say maybe. And again, this turned, like I said, the experience factor won Hibbert the fight, but this turned into a little bit of a war mid-round as well. So like I said, they rolled the dice, and I think rolling the dice, as you know, I think that's good for boxing.
The problem is, you roll the dice. You say that, but you roll the dice, and you're 13-0, and you win the Commonwealth title. Yeah. Your next challenge is a monster.
Yeah.
Your next challenge at 14-0. You're taking one of those real strong Ghanaians, a 35-year-old experience. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's tough what happens after. It's tough what happens after as a 13-0 fighter, but you never know.
Before we go to the main event on the UK card, I want to mention the same issue in the fight with the ex-football player.
Ex-Premiership football player, Leon McKenzie.
Leon McKenzie. Same scenario. I don't want to talk about the fight. Good, well done to Leon McKenzie.
Well done?
Yeah.
More than well done.
He's 37.
37, and he's changed sports.
Yeah.
And he's now going to fight for the English title. Bloody hell.
Same things though. At the end of the fight, the guy's there waiting for the count.
Yeah.
Again, you can see the hands going, you see the referee counting, everything's going on, and he does exactly the same thing. Like you said, do you think it's a problem, like you said, where fighters don't know that, or maybe define the part of the rules need to be checked? Because, you know, these are British level fighters, but like internationally, different sanctioning bodies, jurisdictions have different rules. No standing 8 count, no this, no 3 knockdown rules. Or should there be clarification for all boxers that actually what the rules are? Because for two fighters to make the same mistake on the same card on the same night means, because again, that fight could have continued.
Yeah, but there's a case of the referee goes into the change room beforehand, he tells them exactly what the rules are. But I guess when you're getting buzzed and you go down, it's a probably different thing. What I did think about that count was I thought that count was a lot quicker.
Yeah.
I was watching that count and I was like 1, 2, and I was like, Remember that fight came after the main fight. It's almost like we want to get everyone out of it. Honestly, that was the fastest count I've seen in a long time, and a bit disappointing for that kid.
I was watching the fight, and it was his first fight on TV as well. Know what I mean?
First fight on TV.
Like,
and I'm not sure, when they introduced him, did you hear the pop he got? So he probably sold 300 tickets.
So
the fight was over in 30 seconds.
So tell you what bugged me on that one is that, like I said, when you're tired and you're in buzz, so your brain's not thinking quickly, but the referee's hands were right in front of his face, so you could see the count, and then like after he was going to saying, "Come on, ref."
No, he was worse because he got up and then went down.
Yeah, did you see that?
So he got up and then thought, "I'll take my legs." Obviously, felt a bit, and then we got back down again, and then you get it wrong. But you know, it's their fault, I guess. It's their fault.
That's what
the referees tell them.
I just think that's.
But I think there needs to be a standard 8 count. Standard 8 count needs to be introduced.
No, but
mandatory.
I think there should be. Again, as boxing enthusiasts, even bloody on Sky, they say, what rules are we going under? Is it the IBF rules, the WBC rules? There's so much different rules, and the unified rules of boxing, different sanctioning bodies, and different. There needs to be some sort of like just general clarification on where you actually stand, because it's a shame where you have good fights or good fighters, and their records could be tarnished now. Like this guy has got a first round knockout in 30 seconds to an ex-football player, and he's thinking, wait a minute, I've been boxing all my life, and now I've got experiments on my record, and I was willing to fight, I was ready to fight, just because the clarification was slightly off.
No,
I'm just saying.
The fact is, the referee's in front of you going like that. Sorry, at 7 you get up. Why are you waiting until 9.75? It's your own fault.
I understand that. I'm just saying that it's happened twice on the same card. So what I'm saying, it's showing that, guess what, there might be a little sign between that. Alright then, let's move forward. Let's go to the main event. George Groves versus Andrea DeLucia. I can't give. Okay, happy that Groves won. I think it was a good performance from George Groves in terms of balance. I mean, he mixed it up well, used his jab well, fought at range, fought a little on the inside. I mean, worked the body a little bit. So I thought, in terms of a performance, it was a good performance. But based on what DeLucia was giving back, I can't really rate the performance. DeLucia was clearly way out of his league. It was easy to hit, and he seemed to be a fighter that was consistently on the back foot because he couldn't make any range in the fight. So as much as George Groves looked really good in the win and got the stoppage in the 5th round, what can I really take out the fight?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a few people on Twitter. Liam Smith was on Twitter and he said, with all due respect, you know, Callum Smith would have got this guy out there and won. It's hard for George. As a new trainer, you come back off a loss. Mentally, that loss was quite tough for him to take. So, in terms of who the Sowlands put him in with, I put him in with someone that, you know, Lucian Boutte mixed in with, you know, 18 months ago. You know, so it's almost like, okay, let's see where you are, George, in terms of your level playing stick. And I felt like, you're right, DeLucia had nothing in terms of offense or even defense. But he has a 67% KO record, so he can hit if he gets the chance to hit. I think it's a case of George trying out new things with Shane McGuigan, and Shane gave him a 7. I'll probably say that as well. 6-7 performance.
But that's what I'm trying to say. I think George looked good. I think, guess what? I looked at the fight objectively, thinking, guess what? He's moving around. He's moving his head a bit more than he normally does. And I'm trying to say he's setting things up. So in terms of actually what he'd done, it looks good. But like I said, though, if the guy's not doing nothing at all, then really you should look good.
George is probably thinking, I think like David Hayes said against Domori, I wish I went a few more rounds. Because George's probably thinking, I'm happy I went these rounds. It gives me a chance to get off the rust and try new things. I mean, Carl Frampton was at ringside and he was like, George has got one of the best jabs in the business. But and it made me watch. And for the first time I thought, my God, he actually has got a very... So George's probably thinking, it gives me a chance to work on things without the risk of really getting hurt badly. And I think, look, he'll be out again. He said to Sowland, look, get me one of your shows next week. Obviously he's joking, but for Italy he's probably thinking about, I can be out in a month's time. But George doesn't need to go that low down. We said it after the Badu Jack performance. You got beat on a split decision by a guy that's ranked probably university's second best super middleweight out there. Second, third after Abraham and James DeGale. So you didn't need to go that far down. But at the same time, we always say George is a bit, you know, after he loses, even against the Rabrasi fight, it wasn't too sure. So he gets the win. I guess he comes back, and now they're looking at possibly Martin Murray, maybe. Or Chudinov. That was the talk. I don't want to see the Chudinov fight. I'd rather see the Martin Murray fight. Strictly because Martin Murray's been trying to get these British fights for ages. He didn't get the Macklin. He didn't get the Andy Lee. He didn't get the Barker. Martin Murray did say after the fight, he said, look, to be fair,
it's empty.
Empty. Yeah. I saw it. I saw the seats and I was thinking, whoa. And you know the problem with the copper boxes? The seats are coloured.
Yeah, so you can see it.
It's so obvious. The orange, red, green, yellow. So like, I saw a lot of empty seats.
And copper box is not a big arena.
It's not a big arena. 7,000.
It's around the corner from it.
Yeah, 7,000 maximum capacity. And I was looking at it yesterday. And he had some big ticket sellers on there with him as well. Lou McKenzie was selling a ticket. Hibbert and Martin sold loads of tickets. So you kind of think,
like even O'Hara Davis was on there as well.
Yeah, so he's local.
He's local. He's like a mile from the venue.
So you kind of wonder, empty state. So he might not have this choice of I can turn down fights. Maybe you can't. Maybe Martin Murray in St Helens, Wigan, whatever. It's a good fight.
No, you know, if you look at it strictly from a ranking standpoint, Martin Murray just lost to Abraham in a close fight. George Groves lost to Buddy Jack in a close fight. So really, you're both world title challengers coming off multiple title losses, defeats and title losses. It's an even fight.
Yeah, they both got the same problem.
Yeah,
they both had how many world title shots?
They can't get over the hill.
Can't get over the hill. So it's a risk fight at each other. Yeah, because you kind of kill one of them. You kill one of them.
It's funny saying that Martin Murray's not known as a big puncher.
No.
Yeah, and Martin Murray's kind of known as a technician. There was an interview this week with GGG and he said that Groves lacks power. Yeah, and he wasn't saying
GGG said Groves lacks power.
Yeah, and he wasn't saying that in a
I think Groves can bang as well.
He wasn't saying that in a disrespectful way.
Yeah,
he was saying that like when he fights aggressive and he comes on, I'm trying to come away, but he's kind of fighting like he thinks a lot. Like he's trying to say that he's not really putting the oomph in it no more. And if that's a fact, we've got two fighters that actually match up evenly well. Because that's both not really big power punchers according to GGG and people in the know.
Yeah.
And they're both boxing at a level where they're peaking right here but not here. So in terms of a matchup stylistically, I think it's a good match.
I think Groves convincingly beats Martin Murray.
No, because Groves is a better athlete.
Yeah, I think convincingly.
Groves is a better athlete. But I don't know.
If Groves had that Abraham shot,
I think that Martin Murray is mentally tougher than George Groves.
Don't know about that. Why did you say that?
I'm talking in a fight. When it gets late and the fights you're talking the last 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rounds, Murray seems to put the gas on.
No, he doesn't. Martin Murray just fights like that.
Nah.
You said it. Martin Murray. No.
Martin Murray. Yeah. I just think in the last 2, 3 rounds, in a tough fight, I think Murray holds it together overall better than Groves does.
It's tough. They've both been in against good competition.
Yeah.
You look and you think Groves, Froch, Murray, Golovkin, Badu Jack, De Gil, Abraham, Sturm, Martinez. They're both mixed.
They're both mixed very good caliber. In close fights, I say Murray's done better in the close fights, like with Martinez and with Sturm, than Groves done in his fights.
You know the thing is, I think they're both a shade of their former selves. I think the best Murray was Martinez. That was the best Murray I've seen. Martinez, even that was early.
That was a couple of years ago now.
That was a couple of years ago. And I think everyone still looks to that Groves performance against Froch for the first 4 or 5 rounds.
Yeah.
And we're still looking for those guys, and those guys aren't there no more. Murray's moved up in weight, doesn't seem as fast as he was. Yeah. And nor does Groves. Yeah, even the Groves against DeLucia, there's times when Groves went into the pocket and he's just in there, and I'm thinking it's gonna get caught.
Yeah,
it just stays in there.
That's because you know what Groves is.
Yeah, and I think someone's gonna hit him, but he didn't. He got out of the pocket. But who knows?
We'll see. All right, then let's move forward to international fights. Haven't seen it. I don't know who he fought. I didn't know he was fighting.
Yeah.
Zhu Shimin came back last night after his loss.
Yeah.
And got a victory. I think it was a stoppage.
Yeah, and his first fight in mainland China. Yeah. Fighting in Macau.
I'm confused with Zhu Shimin in Top Rank. I always said before that I think Bob Arrow's mostly the best promoter in the world in terms of experience and understanding and doing so many different things within boxing over the past 400 years. But recently, with PBC and with his other interests in terms of always arguing and always suing people, always trying to get Pascal to sign extensions in contracts and Bradley in contracts and all this sort of stuff was going on, and trying to do stuff in Macau and all that. I'm confused with Zhu Shimin's career because for a guy who's going to try and make a start and to make some international superstar, I see nothing or hear nothing of him. Absolutely. Do you know Zhu Shimin was fighting?
You know what it is? You don't actually need to. Zhu Shimin's a superstar in China.
Yeah.
So I think he's probably thinking. Bob was thinking, he doesn't need to make waves in America or in Europe. Yeah. He's just a huge star in China. He'll sell out arenas there. I think he's their best ever amateur boxer. Yeah. So it's almost like I think he's just signed him and said, make me money over there, and I think he's making money.
Yeah, I think he's making money.
Do you know what I mean? So it's almost like he doesn't need to do the big promotional thing with Zhu Ximin because Zhu Ximin is never going to be a star in America.
Yeah.
He's never going to be a star in Europe. So he's thinking, leave him over there.
But you could try, though. You could try on.
He's too old.
I'm just thinking.
What is he, 36?
Yeah.
Something like 36 or something. That's too old.
I just remember when Zhu Ximin first came out, I think we watched about his first, one of his first fights. We were like, oh yeah, not bad, so and so. Match a little soft, but so and so. His last 3 fights, even his loss, I didn't know he was fighting until like the day before or to the day after. I was like, what? He fought last night?
Yeah. And it's interesting as well because you talk about trying to make him a star, and you know what they do for the star? They send him to Freddie Roach. He's not working with Freddie anymore because Freddie was with John Pascal, who we'll talk about later. So even that's been severed. So I think it's just a case of cash him out a little bit, make as much money.
I'm just thinking like, from my perspective, from our perspective, we read the magazines, we're on the websites, we're in forums, know what I mean? We get press releases. We've got quite a bit of input coming. People email us all the time saying X, Y, Z, and none of us knew he was fighting last night. You get my point?
Yeah, but sometimes it happens. Look at even Nonito Donaire, a couple of fights back.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Fight and we forgot.
That's what I'm trying to say. Bob Arum's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. It could be an age thing as well. Maybe. He's like, what, seriously, like 84?
Yeah, but he's not running the company, is he?
Well, he's still the figurehead.
He's still the figurehead, but he's got other guys.
I'm just saying that, it's just really weird. Right, then let's go to Canada, where it all took place. Let's go to the 2 main fights, which was Kareem Mayfield versus Dmitry.
Is it Mahalenko?
Mahalenko, yeah. Good fight. I like Mahalenko. I thought he was good addition. Good prospect. Good balance.
He's not a prospect anymore for me.
Good balance all round fighter.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of aggressive, uses his jab well.
Reminds me of Cotto. He's got a bit of that about him.
I think Cotto was more of a boxer.
Yeah, maybe.
More of a boxer. But yeah, good overall fight.
Yeah.
I think it was. I think it was a good victory, and it actually beating Kareem Mayfield makes him a top 10 borderline welterweight.
Top 10's big.
Borderline. Kareem Mayfield's been fought around that type of like the gatekeeper type.
Yeah, but Kareem Mayfield got the fight on 4 weeks' notice. So again, that's not his opponent's fault. Yeah. That's just unfortunately Kareem Mayfield took the money. It was offered to him. He took the money. He needed to roll the money, and he rolled the dice. And unfortunately, his numbers didn't come up. So not to take away from his victory, but when you fight a guy on 4 weeks' notice, and when you fight a guy, I always feel like when you fight a guy on 4 weeks' notice, and you're fighting at those lower weight classes. Most guys at 147 are not walking around at 147. Do you know what I mean? You get the odd exception, but they're walking around at 160. So I feel like Kareem Mayfield's got the call and thought, I need to shed 13, 14 pounds now. Make some money. So you're getting half the guy.
One thing you will say, which I did take out of that fight, is that Kareem was trying and was winging shots in, but from about round 8, 9, I didn't see that fight like I'm losing this fight.
Yeah, it's almost like...
I'm doing. So I'm going to try, if I get a shot, if I land something, if I get in there, and he's defending himself, but I didn't feel the desire. I didn't feel like he's actually trying to win the fight. I was just kind of like...
And I think that would have been his camp's thing. His camp's thing would have been, look, we've got enough for 6 or 7 rounds here. Yeah. Anything more than that, then you might just have to kind of just stay in there.
Even when the fight was over, went to his corner, he just kind of put his arms on the ropes. No one would like saying anything to him, just kind of like, I've got my payday. It's kind of really, really monotone.
It's strange as well, because remember after Mayweather beat Pacquiao, Mayweather mentioned my 2 next opponents could either be Mayfield or Cotto. Everyone was laughing. So it shows that he was on Mayweather's radar at least, because we all laughed and thought Cotto ain't going to happen either. So like, a loss like that kind of puts him way back.
That's what I think. He's kind of like a gatekeeper, I'm trying to say. Kind of like, he's I wouldn't say tight, he's a decent fighter, I'm trying to say. He's making moves, getting up in the rankings, but he never came over yet.
A few years ago, it was really hyped.
Dude, that's what I'm trying to say. So it makes let's call him Dimitri, I can't pronounce his surname. Dimitri makes him now, like I said, that type of top 10ish type guy around there. I think he's a good addition.
It's a good addition.
Okay, let's go to the main event. John Pascal versus Sergey Kovalev 2.
Let's talk about the walk-in first.
Huh?
Let's talk about the walk-in music first.
The walk-in music? Who? The German, Russian, Jamaican, Caribbean, African, the guy of all nations.
Yeah, the guy who got the passport. What's that film with the guys got all the passports? Born Identity.
Born Identity.
Born Identity. He just brings up whichever one he's going to.
They should call him that. Roy Jones, the Born Identity.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Because he's got a bit of every passport. Yeah.
You think Kova's a little upset? So one of his Russian comrades sat out.
Aye, for real, you know. There might be something, but that's a very interesting point. But then again, he's been with John Pascal for a couple of years now, Roy, hasn't he?
So I'll tell you what, when Roy came out, I was like, what is he saying? This ain't one of his songs.
Yeah.
And then I realised, I think he was rapping.
It was in Canadian.
It was
in
French Canadian.
Yes.
Know what I mean?
That's a bit of skill right there.
There is a bit of skill right there. But I was just confused. I was like, it's
silly.
I was confused. I was like, why is Roy Jones here rapping? Did he get hit so hard that...
No, you know what it is? It's just now, it's getting harder and harder for me to tell my nieces and nephews, this guy was once Superman. Because no one's believing me now anymore. It's like, oh God, I have to find out YouTube videos of 80s and 90s.
Okay, let's go to the fight. I felt sorry for John Pascal. I felt sorry for John Pascal.
I didn't.
I thought
run him out like that.
No, you run him out.
If it's a road team, let's take it to the road for a second.
Yeah.
You run him out on the road like that, and you get beat up. No one's feeling sorry for you that much. You know what I mean? You humble yourself and you get beat up. Like, oh yeah, you tried. You can't run your mouth the way he ran. I watched all the press fight build-ups, all the racism talk, and you've been high on that. Calling Kovalev's trainer like you got Uncle Tom a bit. Well, you got to back that up in the ring.
You know me, I don't like people just saying racial shit and I'm trying to say and stuff like that all the time. It's wrong, know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't accuse people and give accusations of people all the time, and I'm trying to say, especially when you got little merit for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Look, alright then, let's go for the fight. Kovalev to me, honestly truly, seemed to be in second gear for most of the fight.
I agree.
I know him, but he didn't even look fully engaged in the fight.
Yeah.
And he knocked Pascal, and I don't care what the referee says, he knocked Pascal down with a jab in the first round.
Wasn't done twice for me at least.
Yeah, in the jab in the first round. Pascal looked confused, It's like, I want to engage, but I don't really want to engage. I'm going to try and be on the front foot, but I'm not going to really pop my jab out. He caught Kovalev with a few like swinging overhand rights throughout the fight, but I couldn't score Pascal one round throughout the entire fight. Pascal got a little credit. I think it was
round 3
or 4 at the end, and it was kind of like, that's what we need to see. But like, what we need to see, you can't land punches for 30 seconds of a 3-minute round
and get excited about it.
He was taking, I wouldn't say a beating, but he was clearly on the B side for the entire fight. And then from round 5 onwards, he was in survival mode. Frederick could have stopped the fight from then. Pascal just sat on the ropes and done this and went really, really low and said, please don't hit me.
Yeah, a lot of the rounds, you go from round 4 up until the stop with 10-8 rounds.
Yeah.
Like, you know, honestly, it was a concussive beating. And, you know, I've got to give Pascal some credit because this is a guy that got beat up by Sergey Kovalev a few months ago.
Yeah.
And I've no idea what possesses you to want to go back in the ring with that again, and then make him angry. Yeah. Kovalev and GGG seem the type of fighters, you make them angry, it doesn't make them swing, it just makes them put a bit more into it.
So I tell you what,
it's very dangerous.
When I watched that fight, I thought Kovalev's winning, but I thought, guess what? I'm not kind of fully impressed. And even though he was winning handily, I thought he could have ended the fight or do more damage and think, oh, it'd be easy. And then it's when he done the post-fight press conference, post-fight interview, I was like, that's why he didn't look too impressive. You were deliberately dragging it out to hurt him.
I'm telling you, he wanted to hurt.
There was a part when he had him in the ropes, and
he could have let his hands go.
He could let his hands go. And I jab you. Oh, you bend down, I'll let you go a little bit after, then maybe step back, give you a chance to come out. I think, why is he going to end the fight? He was trying to punish him, he was trying to hurt him. That's a dangerous
I just go back to what Cleverly said. When Cleverly said it felt like a sledgehammer. Yeah. And I was watching those punches in the back of the head, on the sides, on the ribs. I'm thinking, oh, that's painful.
Yeah, it was painful.
That is super painful. So, you know, credit to Pascal for taking the fight again. You know, he said he's going to come back again. I look at the scene. I know he's very close with Bertabiev. Maybe from far is a realistic fight for him somewhere like that.
I don't think far is a good fight for him, style-wise.
No, I mean in terms of just a name. He needs to fight a name.
In terms of name, but in terms of style,
Cleverly might be an interesting little matchup. That could be an interesting matchup.
That'd be a better match for him. Yeah. From far style, remember Far is a big light heavy as well.
Yeah,
and he's aggressive. The thing about Pascal, before Pascal was kind of like unknown. He's kind of fast. He's kind of explosive. We think he could punch a bit. Now we kind of know what Pascal is, and his style hasn't evolved at all since the Froch fight.
Yeah, that's exactly the same.
What was the fight he had before that?
Before Froch?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I remember him from Froch.
No, he hasn't fight. But the point he hasn't really evolved, and we kind of know what you're going to get. You're going to get a guy that fights in spurts. You're going to get a guy that's going to pot shots, single shots, know what I mean? And again, that same overhand looping right. It's like you kind of know. I'm not saying it's one-dimensional, but you kind of know.
It is one-dimensional.
You kind of know what type of fight he's going to fight.
And the worst thing for him is that the trainers.
Yeah,
obviously now with Roach, that's not enough time, but no one can change his style.
Yeah,
they've tried, they can't change his style, so you kind of get what you're getting. How old's Pascal? I think 31, 32?
Yeah, I think he's older than that.
You think he's older than that? Yes, wow. Okay. Looks in good shape still.
Yeah, good shape.
Good nick.
Yeah.
But, what do you make of Max Kellerman's... basically, even Box Nation sort of mentioned it in terms of, where are you in terms of Kovalev saying that he wanted to really hurt him? Where are you in that, in this boxing industry where people are dying, it's dangerous? Is that just a case of emotions, or, I mean, do you know?
I think it's silly. I think it's really, really silly. Okay, let's be fair, let's be honest here. Let's forget all the talk about sportsmanship. Boxing is hurting people. They say it's the hurt game. I'm trying to say, yeah, you're punching people with gloves for entertainment. People get brain damage, people get life-threatening injuries, people lose eyesight.
People die.
Yeah, people die. Things are not nice. When you've already killed someone in the ring, and you're a puncher, and you have the type of skill set of Kovalev, you shouldn't be carrying fighters to hurt them. It is dangerous, it is silly, it is irresponsible, and I can't agree with it. You know what I mean?
But isn't that the fault then of the referee, the Freddie Roach, Pascal himself? Yeah. The fighters are never going to pull themselves out. He rarely does. But surely the referee's seeing this kind of punishment he's taking, think, enough's enough.
I thought Roach done a good thing saying that I'm going to pull you out. Then he kind of backtracked. So Roach was aware of what was going on more than we know. You know what I'm trying to say? So I just think it's a slippery slope. Yeah. Let's go back into the real world, and not boxing is a sport. Yeah. It's sportsmanship. Yeah, it's trying to prove you're better than the other guy, and I'm trying to say you wouldn't have any other sport where you will carry another team to try and make it more entertaining. You win when you win. Kovalev doing that is, like I said, is unsportsmanlike and it's dangerous.
I'll tell you one thing, it makes him even more scarier for me.
Yeah, it does.
He is a scary human being.
I mean,
I wish he didn't speak English because it makes him a bit soft. No, it makes it, you know, like with Dolph Lundgren, no English, just I beg you. I wish he didn't speak no English, no interpreter, just no talk, just come out of the ring. But he's very, very dangerous. Let's get to Adonis Chickenson.
Adonis Chickenson, yeah, that was funny.
What was that about? That entrance into the ring. I like that name, by the way. Yeah, I don't think he's a chicken, but I like that.
Nah, okay, you guys know my opinion on Adonis Stevenson already. Yeah, I think he's avoided the best fights in his division and has been wasting the past 2 years. Yeah. That's my opinion. I'm trying to say, people disagree with me, I don't mind if you do. By all accounts, Kathy Duva and Kovalev has tried to sign this fight maybe 3 or 4 or 5 times. Yeah, and it's not happening. So for whatever reason, Kovalev wants to fight, he called him out. Now Adonis Stevenson jumped into the ring and I'm the real champ, and getting to high thing is all good if you're gonna fight. If Adonis is going to say, speak to Al Heyman, or I'm only fighting on PBC, then it's not worth jumping in the ring. Because the fight's not going to happen. It takes 2 winning parties to make this fight happen. Kathy Duva said, look, I don't mind having the fight, but due to my contract, I can't do it on this, so and so. That is a stumbling block. It's not a stumble. You can get around it. You know what I mean? But unless you fight on PBC under Uncle Al's rules, the Godfather's rules, it's not going to happen. So you have to put the blame on Stevenson's side.
Stevenson?
No, Stevenson, Uncle Al, that camp. Because like I said, the other camp, regardless of how to try to negotiate the fight, and remember they had a signed contract previously, and Stevenson pulled out the contract.
Didn't pull out, he went to go sign Al.
No, but the contract was signed for the fight. So that's what I'm trying to say. So it's not like you're not trying to make the fight.
Okay, cool. Right, where does Kovalev go next then? Because obviously we know we're not going to get the Ward fight until November at the earliest. So I think more 2017 realistically, but where does he fight next? The story now is that Kovalev's going to fight in Russia. Okay, good. He's going to fight in Russia. I think it's like beginning of summer, so I think that's May, June-ish. Andre Ward is going to fight Barrera against March. I think it's the 26th. So that's been signed now. So if that's the case, I'll expect Ward to fight again. Ward's got a 3-fight deal. Fight in August. And then he'll fight after that. I think it's good for Kovalev to go home and have a couple of small show fights. And I think it's good for Kovalev
But I think when if you are gonna fight Andre Ward, I think the better he stays with high level competition, the better. You want to be sharp.
Yeah, but he just blasts them all out of the way. I'll tell you what it does do. That Pascal performance yesterday, even the 2 Pascal performances, give Hopkins more plaudits. Hopkins went in there with him and tried to fight fire sometimes. Yeah. And went there for 12 rounds. Bloody hell. Yeah, no. When I see what Kovalev is doing to people's noses and faces and
I'm not gonna get this discussion because we've had this conversation. This one saying Hopkins is the legend, is a bloody inspiration. Boxers should be watching Hopkins. They shouldn't be watching other fighters for certain reasons. If you want to know about boxing, taking chances and risks and becoming a legend, a real legend.
No, you said you're not gonna get into this.
Yeah, I'm not getting into it. Right. Follow Hopkins.
Okay.
Yeah. All right then.
We should make T-shirts of that.
Yeah.
Want to be a boxer? Follow Hopkins.
Yeah. So let's go with the news for the week. I'm gonna start with this because just to get out the way is Eddie Hearn's come out this week, and so is Team Khan, and now they're saying chances are after the whole Twitter meltdown 10 days ago, things have progressed considerably. Pretty sure they're between 60-40 sure that the fight gets done for summer. That sounds good on paper. But obviously there are other elements involved, i.e. Khan is mandated by the WBC to fight Garcia, and that was done by June. Garcia's camp don't really want the fight in terms of we beat him before, we want to move forward and get for unification, do other things. But basically it says Amir Khan's got 2 title shot routes for summer.
Not bad if you're Amir Khan.
Not bad if you're Amir Khan.
Not bad if you're Amir Khan, boy.
If Amir Khan fought Garcia in June instead of Brook, I wouldn't call it a duck because you're still getting a world title. But really, we want the Khan Brook fight.
I wouldn't mind seeing him get revenge over Garcia, though. I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't mind seeing him get that WBC belt. I know it's all ifs and buts, and I hate this because anything, stumbling blocks happen. But can you imagine he gets a WBC belt, and then he fights Kell Brook in unification in December? Yeah. A small arena. Yeah. It doesn't, all this Wembley hype doesn't need to happen. Yeah. It doesn't have to be 80,000. O2 Arena, December, Christmas show, unification fight, Khan, Brook, IBF, WBC. I'll take that.
Okay.
If he beats Garcia.
Okay, if he beats Garcia, and that's a big if. It's a big if. Yeah. And here's the thing about this fight.
Makes the negotiations even harder. Yeah. Imagine that. It want 95-5.
Yeah.
Exactly. If he comes with a belt after I beat Garcia and Brook
99-1.
Yeah. And Brook has just beat Biza, you'll be like, wait a minute, we have to stop these negotiations.
No, it makes I will say this, is that I'm not being bad, I'm just telling you the honest truth, The way this fight has been dragged out, the sooner this fight happens, the better. Yeah, because it's going to get dragged out and this falls apart, that falls apart, money this, that, the terms will change. Let's say Brook gets silly cut or gets dropped, just clipped. Just a cut. Just clipped, there's a slip.
Little wobble of the legs.
Yeah, it changes the dynamics. I'm trying to say, not that it would happen. Say Khan, it's just too much elements. This fight needs to be signed and agreed now, so you know going forward, regardless of who Khan fights in March apparently, who Brook fights, when Brook fights Biza, the fight is next.
I don't like that though. What? I don't like when fighters sign fights I don't like fighters sign fights, but they've got fights in the pipeline already. Yeah. We saw that when Victor Ortiz was supposed to beat Cosita Lopez, and he got smashed with the jaw, and he was supposed to fight Canelo after. Yeah. I don't like you. There's no way they can sign that fight and both are going to go 100% into their next fights.
If Khan, okay, so Biza's already done. That's a done deal. Yeah. If Khan was to fight a C-level opponent, knowing that the fight with Kell Brook is already signed, I will not complain.
Problem for Khan is one of these operators that can beat the A+ fighters and can also get in trouble by the C-level fighters. Do you know, there's a big risk. But if it was Brook fighting C-level fight, I have no problem. Brook will smoke it. There's something about Khan where I know he could do the Devin Alexander performance one day and then he does the Algeria performance the next day, and that scares me.
That's why I'm saying sign the fight now.
I'm a bit scared.
That's what I'm saying, sign the fight now.
Can he not have a fight? Can he just not have a fight?
I think he should have a fight.
He needs to have a fight.
But here, okay.
Alright, go on then. Tell me, who should he fight? Huh? Think of the top 15 in your head.
If I was him right now, based on whether I'll fight Kareem Mayfield, he just fought last night. You know what I mean? Give him another short notice camp, big money for him for Amir Khan. Again, it's a name, but it's not really a risk.
Amir Khan just likes big names, doesn't he?
But okay, let's be fair. The way Kareem fought last night, especially like lunging in, can't catch him and put him out.
What about someone like who did Guerrero beat again? Tough fight.
What, Camel guy?
Yes. Someone like that. He's a PBC kind of.
See, here's the thing about Camel guy, yeah. And Camel guy, I'm not saying Camel guy is a killer, but that busy style
could cause some problems.
Yeah, it's not a good style for Amir Khan. That busy type of style. Amir Khan likes someone that he could work with, he could think with, he can move with. A busy style is not good for him.
Right, simple yes or no. No going for. Does Khan Brook happen in the summer? Sorry, no. Does it happen in 2016?
Yes. And the only reason I say yes.
Yes or no?
Yes. The only reason I say yes and yes for this one is because before it was one camp only talking. Now both camps are both saying we're on the same page.
Yeah.
So that gives me more credit for this fight. Okay. Let's stick with talk about Matchroom and go with some Anthony Joshua news.
Yes.
So Joshua, the IBF have mandated Joshua to fight in an eliminator for Charles Martin's title.
Yes.
Against Carlos Takam. It's an option. It doesn't mean you have to take it.
That's a tough option.
I responded on Twitter.
I didn't even see this news.
And I said something along the lines of that: if you're a number one contender and you're willing to go for a title shot, as much as Takam's a tricky fight, it's a fight you have to take to get to the top.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Takam is a borderline top 10-ish. He's tough, he's durable, but he's been found, I would say wanting, but found not really top elite. Yeah.
Povetkin, we saw what Povetkin did.
Yeah, so I'm trying to say. And he struggled with Perez as well, maybe had for Perez, yeah. So the point I'm making is that it's the type of fight that you actually need.
Yeah. He's small.
I know. I don't think it's small.
He's 6'1".
Yeah, 6'1", 240, it's not really small.
Well, when the guy in front of you is 6'6".
Yeah, but I'm trying to say, it's quite small. But I'm saying 6'1" is not small.
You know, it is though. You say that, but sorry, who did Charles Martin and who did Glasgow fight to get there?
Yeah, nah.
You know you're right. But then Glasgow fought Malik Scott.
Malik Scott before,
yeah, that was it.
That was controversial. I thought
Malik Scott won that fight. I think he gave it a draw.
Yeah.
So therefore, I'd be But I agree. I don't think if you're Joshua, you need to beat someone top 20 for me, and Takam isn't in around that.
Yeah, it's one of the ones where I'm not saying Joshua should take the fight, because Joshua is in a situation like Amir Khan where he has options.
Yeah.
And obviously Matchroom's got their route, what they're planning for him or whatever. But I'm saying if you've got a high ranking and you're saying you want to be in this mix, you can't really say this is a bad fight.
It's going to sound a bit silly. I wonder what Matchroom's aim is with Joshua. Yeah. In terms of, is it to win a world title now, which is impossible with the IBF, or is it to do the European, Commonwealth, all that nonsense? What's their aim?
I honestly think,
is it just to earn enough money on pay-per-views?
Remember, Joshua's supposed to, his fight for April supposed to be announced this week.
Yeah.
And obviously, rumour is that it's Chisora for the European. That's the rumour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't know if it's true or not. The part I'm making is though, is that to make Anthony Joshua the fight he should be, the European route is better. The reason why, even though I think Joshua is better than Deontay Wilder, if he fought for a world title right now, he'll be doing exactly the same thing Deontay Wilder's doing. He'll be having the title, not being fully developed, and be matched very, very carefully. And then I will start calling Anthony Joshua names as well, because I don't want that in boxing.
Joshua's not better than Deontay Wilder. There's no way on this earth Joshua's better than Deontay Wilder.
If they fought right now, if they fought right now, Joshua's got a good shot in that fight. A very good shot in that fight.
Let's not forget the Wilder's performance against Stavern. Let's
not forget Wilder's performance against bloody
Spitzka.
Yeah,
it wasn't great. I'd like to see Joshua against that kind of caliber. I'd like to see him against them kind of levels.
I think Joshua stopped Spitzka.
So the Wilder?
No, not in a real fight.
Put him down for 10 minutes.
In a real fight.
10 minutes.
In a real fight.
The count just gets going
in a real fight.
And going. Okay.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna put it out there. On the poll.
Go on.
Who's better, Wilder or Joshua? Because I think
put it out there.
Wilder.
Go put it out there.
Yeah.
I'm just saying though, would you really want Joshua to win a world title right now and do exactly what Wilder's doing?
You know what it is? I think Joshua gets more pressure from the British public than Wilder gets from the American public.
Yeah.
So I don't think we would. I know it sounds stupid, but I don't think we, as a British public, would allow that. Yeah, and I think Eddie Hearn actually listens to us a bit. I don't think even if he wins the world title, I think they're putting him against good names.
That's why the European route is better for Joshua. Give him a chance to get another 4 or 5 fights, develop himself, and build his way up. Yeah. I mean, sticking with Anthony Joshua, Joseph Parker's manager said that Eddie Hearn ducked an appointment with him to discuss a possible Joseph Parker Anthony Joshua fight. He was over here in the UK. He got his contract Matchroom and said they wanted to have a negotiation or have a discussion. Eddie Hearn done a rebuttal saying, I was out of the country or out of the city doing XYZ businesses. Fair enough. I've got one comment for Joseph Parker's team. Don't use other fighters' names to jump on the bandwagon when you ain't fighting no one credible right now.
Well done. I thought he was going to go the other way. I thought he was going to go
Joseph Parker really wants to fight Anthony Joshua, and you will come up to put a negotiation in, send the offer.
Send the offer.
Send the offer. I want to see you put your prospect in against our prospect.
Yeah.
As much as I like Parker, don't drop those type of things like a ducking story.
UK.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, come on. Yeah, I came over here.
Didn't have an appointment or nothing.
Yeah, just thought I'd knock on your door and ask if we can have a fight.
Yeah, and then try to use it like that. Nah, don't do that. Know what I mean?
Yeah,
if you really think you want to try to do this,
do what the real person do. Put an offer on the table. And make a dates you've got. Everything. Yeah. Joseph Parker release a Twitter. Do something. Yeah. Don't just come on.
I mean, I like Parker. I think he's talented. I'm trying to say, but
he's starting to get a bit of stick now because of was he 18-0?
Yeah, something like that.
No names. So he's getting a bit of stick. So he's trying to jump on the Joshua bad. No.
I've been on Joseph Parker's bandwagon for about a year. I'm saying how good he was.
You're hanging off it now.
Yeah. But from November when they started giving 3 fights in a row, he's fighting in December, he's fighting in January, he's fighting in February. I'm get 2.
Yeah. Flanagan Matthews delayed.
Yeah, Flanagan Matthews on this leg. Yeah. I spoke to you midweek and you said you feel sorry for Matthews.
I did say that, yes.
Yeah, you said you feel sorry for Matthews.
Yes.
I feel sorry for him, but I just think it's boxing.
Yeah, it's just that he's had a couple of pullouts, hasn't he?
It happens.
He's had a couple of pullouts, whether it be him injured or the fighter injured. And I don't know, I mean, you've obviously done a bit more boxing than I have, but I almost feel like with every sport, you got your peak. No, you get that peak.
Yeah.
You get that peak where in 2 weeks, I'm going to be on my weight, I'm going to be as strong as I can, and then you got to then tailor it back a bit again. And that must be very hard. Heavyweights, I don't think heavyweights have the same problem. Yeah. Because they don't have to make weight, so it's easy.
Yeah.
But for fighters that have to make weight when they're, 135 pounds? Bloody hell, I don't even know how these guys make that weight. So to taper yourself down to 135, miss a few meals, do more, and then it's difficult.
Matthews come out saying, Flanagan knows he's ducking, he's avoiding, and blah blah blah. The fight's been rescheduled for 12th of March.
Yes, it's not ages away.
It sounds to me like you got a nagging injury, and you don't want to
remove it.
Yeah, you just don't want to go into the camp knowing that 4 weeks out you can't prepare. Know what I mean? If you were going into if you had an injury at the beginning of the camp and you got 8 weeks to go, you could work it out and take a week off or 2 weeks off. You can't take a week or 2 weeks off when the fight's 4 weeks away.
Yeah.
I mean, it's too much. I mean,
it's not Box Nation's fault here, but for the people that spent a lot of money in tickets for the Andy Lee Billy Joe Saunders fight, and that got postponed a couple of times, and now they probably would have booked hotels in advance for this fight. You know what I mean? It's kind of tough on them, but guys are going to be thinking, I'm waiting lastminute.com now until even bloody weigh-ins before I book stuff, because I'm spending money on flights that are difficult to get back, hotels are impossible to get back. That's a bit of a problem. So
the problem is, unfortunately with boxing or with combat sports, these things happen, and it's always a risk, and that's why promoters always put on tickets, cards subject to change, or whatever, because you cannot predict how it's going to go with fights and anything, and that's a risk boxing fans take, and it's a shame. It's a shame. Like I said, I feel for anyone that's put money out. Now I mean, if I put money out, I'll be pissed, especially when you can't get back, so I have to go travel on a train and sit in a hotel.
No, especially money after Christmas. No. Everyone knows January is the toughest month in your pocket you can get.
50 Cent and Urois Gamboa was suing each other. Gamboa went to get out of his contract because he's not getting fights and getting XYZ. 50 Cent won the court case, which means Gamboa is still signed with SMS Promotions.
Yep.
Someone help me out, 'cause I'm a little bit confused. Didn't 50 Cent or SMS go bankrupt?
Nah, it was one of 50 Cent's businesses that went bankrupt. This is ridiculous. You know what America's like, where it's almost like the Frank Warren thing where FW might go, it's like that kind of thing. 50 Cent's contracts must be bloody locked tight.
He's a good businessman.
Yes.
But this should be an example to all up and coming boxers. Don't look at a check with lots of O's and get excited. Because since Gamboa's career was already in limbo, and they paid a lot of money to get him out of the contract with Top Rank. Remember, they paid like 2.5 million.
Yeah.
Then his first fight was on the Top Rank card straight after. Gamboa's career now has stalled completely since he fought Crawford, maybe 18 months ago now. Yeah, which was a really good fight, and could have elevated him more. I think he's fought once, and now he's stuck in a contract where a promoter can't give him no fights.
It's a shame. A lot of these people, it's not just Gamboa here. We're talking Kirkland.
Yeah.
Got excited at 50 Cent, Andre Durrell.
Yeah, Billy Dip had one as well.
Yeah, all of them signed to this new 50 Cent. They were excited.
Yeah.
50 Cent's working with Mayweather and oh my god,
money,
and then it's just
money,
all gone wrong.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have been tied to these ridiculous contracts. And this is boxing. I mean, there's so many crafty managers, crafty advisors, promoters. Everyone's crafty, accountants. So it's really, what can you do?
So to you what, boxing's a tough sport, and you got to make money. But like, I just think personally, if I'm gonna hire a plumber, I want a reputable plumber. I'm not gonna hire my mate who said, "Oh, I could fix your tap." These guys are seeing the O's and signing with someone who knows nothing, or had no inkling what boxing's about. You have these long-term promoters like Bob Arum and Don King and Duva and those people. So that's been in the game for years and years and years for a reason. You know what I mean? It's very hard to come in as an independent and make a splash.
Yeah. I do think it was, like I said, I think it was that Mayweather connection that gave a lot of people the hype to sign. And I mean, Gamboa, like I say, he stalled his career. I don't know how old Gamboa is as well.
I think his career's over now.
His career's probably over. But now it's a case of cashing in and making some money fights. And he will. So what? He fought Crawford at 135 or 130? I
think it was 130.
Wow, Crawford jumped 2 weight classes.
135. No, 135. Alright then. Well, let's go back to the heavyweights quick. I should have mentioned this earlier on as well, that. But prior to last week's announcement, Rybnitsky, the promoter of Povetkin, has now said he thinks Dion will fight Martin. Negotiations aren't going well, things are not going to plan, and like I said last week on the show, he thinks it's smoke and mirrors. They're negotiating two sides of the coin just to keep the WBC happy, and he's going to vacate and fight Martin soon.
It's a shame. Alright, you're right on this one. It's a shame. I said it will fight will happen. I'm upset and I'm shocked. The only thing is, I mean, that means obviously Povetkin fights for a vacant belt with
the number 2 ranked WBC.
Number 2 ranked.
Not sure.
Joshua.
Yeah.
I think Joshua's very high with them.
Joshua is very high. Joshua's got a top 1 and number 2 ranking.
He has, someone. I'm sure he has, because I remember that's what Dylan White was destroying about on the little face-off. So, but yes, I just think they're not high. I mean, Jones Wilder is not liked in America. He's not liked by boxing fans, is he?
I'm telling you right now, when I first found out Martin pulled out his fight and was gonna fight Glasgow, I said that this week in boxing, I think it was end of November. I said guaranteed, anyhow Martin wins this fight, he trips and breaks his foot, and Martin wins, he fights Wilder. Do you remember I said that?
Not about the trip and break foot.
No, I'm saying I said anyhow it happens. Whatever happens.
I'm not saying because he hurt his leg. I don't think you're gonna get that much plaudits.
I'm just saying anyhow it happens and Martin wins, he's gonna fight. Remember me saying that?
Yeah.
About 2 months ago.
Yeah, that's probably gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. I'm telling you. I'm trying to say I can see these things, mate.
PBC.
Start calling me
PBC.
Mr. Meg, not Mystic Meg. Mr. Meg. I'm a visionary.
You are PBC. You ain't saying nothing about. Why are you saying anything when I'm saying PBC?
I'm not saying nothing to you.
Yeah, because it's weird. Because we talked about Adonis Stevenson PBC. Now Deontay Wilder PBC. Yeah, what's going on with your PBC? I'm gonna think of a new initials for PBC. I can't think of it off my head yet.
All right then. I think it was a WBA. The WBA.
Which one?
Has asked for Cotto versus Lara.
Yes.
For the vacant title Mayweather's threw away.
The super champion title, by the way.
Yes.
The super title. Yeah. So it's even a bit more prestige.
Yeah. Considering Cotto was fighting most of his career at 160 as a 155.
Yeah.
Lara's a bad start for Cotto.
Yeah.
Very bad start for Cotto. But Cotto will clearly be the A side and make a huge pay packet off it. Do you think it's a go ahead?
It's strange because Cotto's fights at 154 have been awful.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. And that man sound dumb because he's only fighting at 155.
Yeah.
But he's weight draining the guys at 160 to come down to 157 to not at their physical peak. So it's almost a trick when he's fighting at 155. But against guys that are just coming in at 154, i.e. Trout, we saw what happened.
Yeah.
Lara's a frighteningly bad style. For a guy that Cotto doesn't move his feet as much anymore, Lara's just like this all over the place.
Cotto likes to work the body and plant his feet. He's not going to get in there.
And for Lara, he'll think, if I get this last chance, this last big chance on pay-per-view,
this scalp, Cotto's scalp,
I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm back, and I potentially got the GGG fight in a few months if I can get past Cotto.
Yeah.
So I don't think Cotto's going to take it. I don't think he's going to roll the dice and take this one. It's a title, and Cotto said already in statements, titles mean nothing to me.
Yeah. No,
and it's not a money fight per se.
Yeah.
You know, he is so the A side on this. Lara's like a G side.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not even B or C. So I don't think Cotto will take it.
Yeah. Right. If Cotto doesn't fight Lara,
I think that's it for him.
Yeah.
I think it'll be retirement, personally.
Yeah.
I think it'll be retirement. I mean, you know what it is?
You're the Cotto insider, so.
I'm the Cotto insider, and I love Cotto, but I'm smart now into the sense that Cotto just wants big money fights. Canelo was a big money fight. Martinez, all those kind of fights. And I look around and I think, who's out there at 154 that's not a risk, but poses a good enough threat where it's a terror? Well, Cotto doesn't get embarrassed. Look, you look at the likes of Boo Boo. Again, I think could embarrass Cotto in terms of his movement. The Charlo brothers
as well.
Yeah, exactly. The Charlo brothers are very tricky as well. Lara's tricky. I'm not really sure what you do at Cotto at 154. That's why I could probably see. I mean, let's talk about Marquez.
Yeah.
And I can see that fight more than I can see Lara's fight.
Got the money, and you could get on pay-per-view as well.
Yeah. Mexican, Puerto Rican thing again still. Marquez is tiny.
Marquez is tiny, but Cotto's tiny as well.
Yeah.
Let's be fair. It really
just fix it.
Yeah. Marquez said this week he wants possibly 2 more fights, then retirement. Marquez must be nearly 43 or 44. He was 42. And
how long has he been at the ring?
Wow.
What was his last fight? What was his last fight?
I can't even tell you his last fight was. Yeah. And like I said, the accusations about PEDs and whatever, and I'm trying to say, I don't think, as much as Marquez is a name, I don't think it's going to balance well either way for him. I mean, you can't sell a 44-year-old Marquez.
Yeah, we know what they're going to do. They're going to find the picture of him knocking at Pacquiao all over again, and Cotto getting beat by Pacquiao and all this trilogy of... but that's the only fight I could realistically see him, unless someone wants to name a name that Cotto could fight at 154. I'm trying to think of anyone in this country. No, Liam Smith's title, what's WBO? Yeah, WBO. I don't think Cotto's going to want that.
That's an option.
Cotto doesn't care about titles.
Yeah,
doesn't care about titles, cares about money fights. And Liam Smith will be, no disrespect to Liam Smith, it will be like, remember that kid he fought Jennings?
Yeah.
It'll be like that, because he then took that title, Jennings had a title as well. I think Liam Smith's title was a bit more, don't get me wrong in terms of who he's fought, but he'll look at it like that.
Yeah, I'll get your point.
Yeah.
Alright then, let's move forward quickly, a couple final bits. GGG, struggling to get an opponent for a proposed date. Yeah? Actually, GGG and Luis Ortiz are actually struggling to get opponents. Luis Ortiz is supposed to come in March, he's got a date set. I think it's March 12th. Can't get no fights. GGG can't get no fights. He was supposed to fight his mandatory.
What belt, bloody hell?
One of his mandatories. Trina Johnson, something like that?
Don't know.
And Johnson's the guy he's supposed to fight is injured. Yeah? So now
you get injured thinking about that fight.
Yeah. So now they're trying to they mentioned another guy's name, I can't remember the guy they mentioned.
I saw a few guys on Twitter mention this guy's name as well, I can't remember who it was, but someone on Twitter said it.
But basically you got 2 marquee fighters in 2 divisions that cannot get fights. Boxing fans are very, very harsh on fighters. Fight this guy, fight that guy, fight this guy, fight that guy. When you cannot get fights that people won't sign the contracts, what do you actually do?
And I think, especially with these two, I think boxing fans have got to realise these two are 34 and 35 or around that age. Ortiz is definitely older, but we're not going to get into that right now.
Ortiz is younger than me.
Exactly. So these two are not just looking for fights, guys, because everyone says, oh, yeah, but Lara's offered the fight for him. Lara brings no money to the table. GG already brings minimal money to the table. So GG's thinking, I want the big money fights. I've done my rounds. I've done the Murrays and the Gills and the guys I should be doing, Curtis Stevens. I've done that level already. I want money now. And so, guys, for everyone that's out there saying, but someone's offered him that fight. These are nobodies. These are nobodies. Why take these fights? He's got to get a money fight. And more than anyone, GGG, even way more than Ortiz, GGG deserves a good bloody payday. You know what I mean? And that payday should be against Canelo.
Yeah.
It should be against Canelo. And, you know, and then it's even Billy Joe Saunders.
See, here's the thing of boxing about this fight, yeah? Is that GGG cannot get a fight now, it looks like. They're going to get someone for him, obviously, but it's not going to be a A-level guy.
Yeah.
Most not going to be a B-level guy.
Yeah.
Chance going to be a C-level fight.
Yeah.
That's going to hurt the negotiations for Canelo.
Yeah.
Because they're going to say, who did your guy fight last? Who is he actually going up against? What was his numbers? Seriously, you got to look at
think of someone
not like when you're not blaming no one, but the sport is systematically hurting certain fighters because the knock-on effect of these actions, it's like a pond in a ripple in a river.
Yeah.
It's just ongoing. WBA said that Alexander Yusunov needs to fight Luis Ortiz by like June or something like that. So Golden Boy offered Yusunov a contract, and they said no, it's too short notice. We need more than 5 weeks for this fight. We want like an 8 to 10 week camp, which is understandable. I'm not going to disagree with it, especially when I fight Luis Ortiz. And I'm trying to say, but you knew this mandate was there from 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
The statements come out this week with 5 weeks to go. When you actually were given the offer,
7-8 weeks.
It was 7-8 weeks. And I mean, people are making problems for all these things, and it's hurting the other fighters and hurting the sport and it's slowing down the progression of the big fights. And it's just a shame. Just really a shame.
It's just boxing right now.
Yeah, it is.
Not that I'm tired of boxing, because I love boxing a lot, but when we done that video of last week, or so midweek, about 4 fights we want to see in 2016, and people responded on the video, and people put in lists of fights, and I was looking at all the fights thinking, that's not going to happen, that's not going to happen. I was thinking, and this is boxing now.
Yeah.
Why can't this, it's not going to happen, nah, no chance, and that's it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's sad, because I said, I'll go into the boxing forums later on, and I'll go to about 3 or 4 of them regularly, and all I'm going to see, this guy's rubbish, he ain't fought no one, this guy, and you're like, come on now, you know what I mean? And that's why I stopped responding on forum, because like, you get into discussions or arguments, you're like, you got to be fair to the sport and actually look at what's actually going on. I'm trying to say, you know what I mean, you've got a lot of good fighters out there that are never going to get nowhere because of outside influences. Just leave it at that.
Very quickly, this is so off subject. In the background, again, Box Nation are showing this Chris Eubank versus Thompson. No. So what is it?
Adrian
Thompson.
Adrian
Williams. Adrian Thompson. Yeah.
Carl Thompson.
Yeah. What weight was this again? Cruiser. I'm not joking. Yeah.
Got you at space.
Chris Eubank is a machine.
Yeah.
No, honestly. You can't go up from middle to cruise like this and just go slugging it out.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone talks about Ben being the slugger and the machine out of both of them. This is ridiculous what he's doing right now.
It is.
Some of the punches he's absorbing. Anyway, just sorry.
It's actually a bigger man.
Against, you can see the size difference, by the way, it's huge.
Yeah.
I'd love to know what they weighed in. I'm going to try and check the weights, what they weighed in, because I'm seeing at least 2 weight classes between these guys right now.
Alright then. Last bit of news. I want a yes or no answer.
You don't give me yes or no's. You never give me yes or no's.
You use it to me, so now you know what it feels like. Carl Froch done a statement this week saying that after the knockout of Roy Jones, he thinks there should be an age limit on boxers. Yeah? He's saying you've got great fighters and people are getting injured and hurt and blah blah blah. Question is, take into account that we do get some great fighters over 40. He didn't say at age, but he said there should be an age limit. We do get great fighters over 40. In the past 10 years, we've had more world champions over 40 than any generation prior. Should there be an age cut? Should there be an age limit on boxing? And if there was, what should it be?
Yes. 36. 36 years old and you're done.
You serious?
Yeah.
You think 36?
And I'll tell you why. 100%. I know you boxing, but I watch every single sport out there. Every single sport I watch out there. Guys, I'm not joking, guys. I watch badminton to tennis to football, everything. And every single sport, retirement age for the best professionals in the world of non-contact sports.
You're athletic prime goals.
You're done. Yeah. You're done at 34. Some of the great ones maybe carry on a couple more years, but you're done. So they're trying to say that you no longer can compete in a non-combat sport at 34. They're trying to say you're done. Why in boxing should you think that you're able to compete in a sport where you're people past 34? I do not know. The body simply can't take it. And the worst thing about boxing, that even more than other sports, is that these guys would have started their amateur boxing when they're like 14, 13, even younger.
Yeah.
So that means they've been taking punishment for 20 plus years. You're done. You're done. You should be out of boxing at 35, 36. Done.
Oh, yeah. I agree with your points.
Yeah.
But I disagree with the age.
Okay.
Definitely disagree with the age. If you cut out the 34-year-olds, 36-year-olds, out of the pound for pound list 4 years or 3 years ago, there's no top 10 pound for pound maybe. Yeah. If you cut out the 36-year-olds right now from boxing right now, you have maybe not many marquee stars.
Yes, you do.
No, I'm saying there's a lot of big names that are over 34s, that are 34 or 36 that are still fighting.
Over 36, top marquee names.
That are good fighters.
Top marquee names.
Very good fighters.
Feel free to name them.
I'm just saying.
Feel free to name one. What, Klitschko and Hopkins?
Klitschko, Hopkins, Cotto's close to there as well now. Loads of Marquez.
Cotto's not. Yeah.
Marquez.
Steroids.
Mayfield was there. Pacquiao's there.
Done.
No, I'm just saying that 36 I think is a little young.
Yeah, what are you doing though?
If I was to make an age gap in boxing, I would say maybe early 40s, like 42.
You're having a laugh, ain't you?
I'll say 42.
You're having a laugh, but we're talking about a punishment sport.
I understand. I understand your point.
Even Pacquiao got knocked out cold by Marquez, 35 years of age. We've seen Mayweather. I love him to death. We've seen Mayweather slip against my. We're seeing some of the work. We're seeing these guys
young.
They're at their peak physical at 28, 29. The best Mayweather was at 28, 29 years of age. The best Mayweather beat Corrales. That was the best Mayweather I've ever seen. The best Maywever I've ever seen. And that was over 10 years ago now.
I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue because
you know what it is? The problem is, if there was no Hopkins, we wouldn't have been having this conversation. Hopkins has taken the limit
let's go back. Look at
Ali.
Look at Archie Moore.
Okay, look at Ali though. Look at Ali.
Look at Foreman.
Yeah, look at them.
Know what I mean?
Look at them. One punch. Yes, you've got that chance. Don't get me wrong. But look at the beating he even took against. Even when he landed that punch against Michael Moore, it was taking a sustained beating.
Yeah, I was packed up. Yeah.
Remember that? It was like really. I know his face is kind of round anyway. I think Hopkins has made it look like you can go for that long, and that's just an alien and he's an exception.
I think 50 is way too long.
Yeah. No, I mean even Hopkins when he was doing that, when he's beating Pavlik and all those guys. Yeah. Even that was like wow.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, oh my god, you should be doing that. But regardless, most of these guys.
That's it. I'm not going to disagree with you.
I love Mayweather. Mayweather's one of the fittest boxers you could probably. You know, he doesn't really drink, but even his legs look kind of gone now, and I feel like I don't want to see it anymore.
I'm not going to disagree with you. I agree with you.
42,
I just think 36 is too young. But let's leave the question out to you guys.
Because you're 36, you're saying this. I just realised. You're in shape. That's what you're saying now.
I'm not going to say nothing no more. Yeah, because the show's overrunning.
Yes.
Guys, put down the retirement age for boxing. What do you think it is? And if you can, give us the reason why.
Yeah. Good shout.
Give us the reason why. Now I mean, yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, we've been slacking on responses for the past week or two.
Yeah.
Mainly due to me. Put my hands up. Mainly due to me. I've been mad busy, but I'll guarantee this week I'll get back to the videos from today onwards.
Yeah. I don't think there's any fights next week. I can't think of any big fights. I think there's a couple of fights. We might have to do some videos midweek, but I don't think there's any market.
No, no market fights next week. So, quick joke though. I'm not gonna mention it.
I feel like they're gonna go quick fram today.
No. Do you see on the video we have for fights that happened in 2016? Do you see how much Ryan Allen's on there?
What is this? There's so many. Okay. What is this? What is it you? I feel like you're creating these accounts and doing this for some reason. Did I upset you or something? We've been friends for how many years? What is going on? What is this? My mum watches these videos, you know. Doesn't like this. Alright then, guys. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. No big fights. Next big one is obviously Carl Frampton, Scott Quigg, and that's like 4 weeks time.
Yeah,
but there's other fights in between that. So thanks a lot for watching this edition of Boxtalk. Cheers.